Mr. Lewis. Mr. Garcia, come up, please, sir. Mr. Garcia, you tested positive for marijuana.
Boom, the judge wastes absolutely no time dropping the hammer. Marijuana, meth, amphetamines, and ecstasy all show up on the test. That's not just a bad result anymore, that's a straight-up bond violation. And in court, violating bond conditions basically sends one message: your rules don't apply to me. Judges take that personally, and it usually gets expensive fast.
Amphetamines, methamphetamines, and ecstasy. Did you drive here? Oh, you're surprised about the ecstasy?
Yeah, I'm surprised about that.
Wow.
I did smoking. I did relapse a few days ago.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to find, obviously, that is a violation of your bond conditions. I also told you last week specifically that you had to be here on time. No, you were not here. And so I'm going to raise your bond in your case to $100,000. If you make that bond, a condition of it is that you have a drug patch on at all times, that you also have a GPS monitoring device and remain in Jefferson County, since you can't seem to get here on time. We'll figure that out. Talk to your attorney. You can go back with the bailiff. Himmler on Jason Harris. All right, Mr. Harris, this is 24 DCCR 2254. You tested positive this morning for methamphetamines and amphetamines.
I drink a lot of 5-hour powers for 3 days, and that's the only thing I think that would make a problem. I've been in Houston with my kids, and I haven't even been around here right now. And I drink a lot of 5-hour powers of red.
5-hour powers is not going to test positive for methamphetamine.
You know, if you send it off to the lab, I'm sure you'll see that it's not. I don't do nothing like that. I don't even have the money for that.
And there it is, bond instantly shoots up to $100,000. Why? Because courts look at two things almost immediately: compliance and credibility. If you're failing drug tests, arriving late, and ignoring conditions, the judge starts believing supervision has completely broken down. Drug patch, GPS monitor, county restrictions. At this point, freedom starts looking more like full-time surveillance.
Well, all I know is you tested positive for methamphetamine. And obviously there's some concern because you were arrested while this case was pending, and Mr. Coleman figured that out. Hold on.
So it was a traffic ticket.
Just hold on.
I would just observe if it's paraphernalia, that's a Class C and normally goes unarrestable. I mean, it is an arrestable offense, but normally it's just a ticket. So jail or fine only offense.
Doesn't matter. If you're on bond for a felony, you shouldn't. I just asked you not to say anything else right now, okay? I'm just checking on something.
Let her check.
Obviously, Google and AI is not the end-all be-all, but it is unlikely to cause a positive result on a standard drug test. A 5-hour energy drink does not contain prohibited substance like THC, opiates, or amphetamines. Extremely rare and undetected issues involving cross-contamination during manufacturing would do it, so I don't think that's what we're worried about today.
Now this part is unbelievable. The defense tries blaming a methamphetamine result on a 5-hour energy drink, and the judge literally checks Google and AI tools right there in court before shutting it down. Translation: nobody in that courtroom is buying the excuse. And honestly, trying that argument may have hurt credibility more than the failed test itself. Real question: would you actually try that defense in front of a judge?
I'm going to grant the state's motion to raise your bond based on the fact that you tested positive, based on the fact that there was an additional arrest while you were on bond for a felony offense. I'm raising your bond in your case. It's currently set at $30,000. I'm going to raise your bond to $75,000. I'm going to order, as a condition of that bond, that you have a drug patch at all times, that you get it changed out as you're supposed to. Your case is still set for trial to begin with jury selection on Monday, and is everybody ready for that?
Yes, Fred.
All right, I'll number the case. If you're in custody, we'll have you brought over for trial. If you're not, then you can talk to Mr. Kimmler this morning, okay? All right, you can go back with the bailiff. Mr. Kimler, on Brianna Clanan, you can come up, Ms. Clanan. All right, Ms. Clanan tested negative, which is obviously good, and,
No 5-hour energies.
yeah, you never know about those energies.
Stay away from
Ms. Clanan, in cause number 25, DCCR 0446, you were previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle. I have received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
defense agent.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections?
No from defense.
Not from the state, Your Honor.
What is everyone's position with regard to the recommendation in the pre-sentence report with regard to her addiction issues? The recommendation is ISF followed by JCDI program.
Again, from the defense, Your Honor, the treatment is a continuum, I suppose, and since she's demonstrated, at least today, that she's drug-free, then I would suggest the court hold the ISF in abeyance to just see how she progresses on probation. Maybe perhaps with a drop program.
Well, she's going to go through JCDI for sure, if at a minimum. Mr. Nichols, thoughts since
I
she
would ask
tested
at least for
negative?
JCBI, Your Honor. She's still underage, but she has a drinking problem and needs to get that dealt with, treated, or under control. And she also smokes marijuana regularly. The facts on this case, she and her friend were heavily intoxicated,
Yeah.
fled from police, lucky it wasn't a crash,
It could have been terrible.
tried to hide out from police around
Yeah,
a...
I know, yeah.
and it could have been a lot worse. And I'll just tell the court from reviewing the video, at least that night, they sure thought it was hilarious. She needs to grow up. She needs to take a little more serious.
This is where the courtroom mood completely changes. The prosecutor stops focusing only on the charges and starts talking about maturity and judgment. Running from police while drunk, joking about it afterward. Acting like felony court is entertainment. That's exactly what frustrates judges the most. Because what seemed funny that night could have ended with someone seriously hurt or worse.
To getting her here in felony court.
Yeah.
And
You understand it's not funny. I mean, no, I understand that right now, and people do that.
But that night, yeah, I do regret everything that night.
So here's the thing, and the seriousness of this is that if you don't do what you're supposed to and get your life on the right track, which is what everyone wants. You're young. We want you to be successful. You're going to get a probation today where you don't have a felony conviction on your record. And if you complete that probation, you're never going to be a convicted felon. But if you violate and you don't take advantage of the programs that we're going to give you, it's going to be difficult because you're at an age where all your friends are going to be doing things that you're not going to be able to do. But the alternative is prison for up to 10 years. So you need to think about that every time somebody says, oh, just...
And this right here is the turning point that could decide the rest of her life. The judge lays out two paths, probation and a second chance, or prison time that could stretch up to 10 years. Deferred probation sounds like mercy, but it comes with pressure. Stay clean, follow every rule, and there may never be a felony conviction. But one mistake, one violation, one bad decision, and that second chance disappears almost instantly.
come on out with us and do whatever, and your answer is going to be, I'll do that in a few years when I'm not on probation, right? Because I don't want to go to prison for 10 years. So I am going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 3 years. You're ordered to pay the $250 fine. I am going to order that you enter and successfully complete the ISF substance abuse track, but I'm going to hold that in abeyance. That is an inpatient 90-day program. So if you get in, you're going to be required to go to JCDI and complete that program. And it'll give you the tools, hopefully, that you need to stay sober. If that's not enough and you need something more, it's already ordered. A warrant will go out for your arrest. You'll go into custody and you'll go straight to that program, okay? I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed. So you have waived your right to appeal. You just need to have a seat here in the courtroom. Probation will call you up when she's ready to go over your paperwork. Good luck to you, ma'am.